Okay, algorithms and pseudocode with Papa Ian. So we have these DFD exercises and normalization. What I would like to do is I would like to do live. So I'll park that for next week and then we can definitely sit down and work on it. So can we do this in 5 minutes? Very simple. So begin x1, y1, output y. Well, that's quite simple. Sorry, x equals 1, y equals x. So how I like to do these things is that you know how you have to do things on paper in math? So you just do that. So we have two variables, x and y. So on this line, x becomes 1. On this line, y equals x. So we look at x and then we just assign it to y. So output y, so the answer is 1. Right, so next number 2, so we got x and then we have y, and then x will start at 2 and then y starts at 10. While x is less than y, so is x less than y? Yes, so it's still true, so we go to the next line. Output x, so what is the x? So x is 2, so we output number 2. And then x equals x plus 2. So basically we take the value of x, we plus 2, and we store it back to x. So 2 plus 2 is 4. What is y? Y hasn't changed. We haven't changed the y, so the y remain 10. So and while, so that means we go back up here. Now we say 4. 4 less than 10? Yes. So what we doing? We print x. So x is now 4. Don't put anything in between because we're not printing any comma. You put some space on it so that you can actually see it, but technically if you're writing it in computer, it will come up like very tight, 2, 4. And then x equals x plus 2. So now that becomes 6. So then you go back and say 6 less than 10. Yes, so you got 2, 4, 6. It's printing there. And then 6 plus 2 is 8. Then you go back up. 8 still less than 10. So 2, 4, 6, 8. And then you go back and then you go 8 plus 2 is 10. Now this is the tricky bits. If you go back up here, is it 10 less than 10? The answer is yes. Because we don't have an equal sign. Sorry, the answer is no. Because we don't have an equal sign, 10 actually will fail the test because 10 is not less than 10. So you will have the result of 2, 4, 6, 8 as the output. All right, so now you're following. So I'll let you follow that one there. So now you have A, B, and then C. Always write it down. So you got 3. A equals 3. B equals A. So well, B equals A. So that means B is also equals 3. C equals 1. All right. So what's going to happen then? So what we look at it here is that while B equals A, so while that one is equals, we are agreeing it's equal, so that's fine. We can go to the next line. If C is less than A, so 1 less than 3, yep, increase C by 1. Okay, so we increase C by 1, so that one is 2. Now, else, well, it's not even an else, so we don't worry about it. We'll skip it because this is C less than A, so we don't need to worry about that one. And then it says output ABC. So we need to output ABC. So on this round here, we got 3, 3, 2. Right? Now, and then we go back here while B equals A. Okay, so it's 3 and 3 still equals. If C less than A, yep. So then increase C by 1. So that one now becomes 3. And then skipping the else. And then we output ABC. So now it becomes 3, 3, 3. Now let's go back up. B equals A. Yeah, still correct. But C less than A is now failing. Because 3 is less than 3 is incorrect. So that what happened here is that they modify the A and the B. So now what happened here is that on this run here, A equals B plus 1. A equals 3 plus 1. So we have 4. So then we output, now we have the new value of A. We still have the old value of B, and we still have the old value of C. So that's why it comes out as 4, 3, 3. As a result, and then we go back here, B equals A, 4 does not equal 3. So the whole while loop terminates, and that's the output. Right. One second, I got a message. All right, so now, how many times the word hello is printed in the following algorithm? Again, write it down. So you got N, and then you got I. So if N equals 1, so N is equals 1, while N less than 5, which is correct, so I starts at 4. While I is bigger than 2, which is correct, if I equals N, then output hello. Well, I is not equals N, so we ignore it. And then what we have in here is that I equals I minus 1. So I is now 3. And then we go, and while, remember, this while belong to here. So while I is bigger than 2, which is still correct, I equals N. No, not really. So we ignoring that one, and then we bring it down into 2. All right, and then it goes back down in here, and while, and then go while I is bigger than 2, which is that is done. So we stop there because that while is finished. So now we jumping down to here. So now we're gonna have N equals to 2, right? And then we go back up here, and then we go back up here, and then I starts again the exercise from 4. So 4, right? It goes down 4, 4. Then we go if I equals N, which is no, then we minus the I, so that becomes 3. Then we'll say, okay, is it 3 bigger than 2? Yes, but 3 doesn't equals to N. So then we go into 2. Then the 2 will fail that test. So that test is done and dusted. So now we have, I'm just going to draw another line here. So we're going to have another N and I. So now we go back up here, N now is 3. So N is 3, so go back up here. Now we start I at 4. So while I is bigger than 2, that's correct. Is I equals N? Yeah, not really. So we go and we minus the I. And then we go back up here. 3 bigger than 2, yes. I equals to N, yes. This time I equals to N. So we are printing hello. So I'm just going to do a hello count here. So we're printing hello once. So we're just going to put a H in here. We're printing hello, and then we're reducing the I. So now I is equals to 2. Then we go back here. It doesn't satisfy the condition. So we finish this smaller if. So now smaller while, and then we go back up to the bigger while. So now N is 4. N is 4. We go back up here. I equals 4. While I bigger than 2, yes. So that's good. So when I equal bigger than 2, then what we're going to do is that if I equals to N, yes, they are. So we have 2 hello. And then we go and we print reduce I by 1. So we reduce I by 1, right? And then I is still bigger than 2, but it's no longer equal. Reduce I by 1 again. Bigger than 2, nope. So that's done and dusted. So we jump to the final while. And in the final while, that one will become 5. 5 is not gonna satisfy this condition here. So that way the loop terminates. So the answer is 2. Hello will be printed 2 times. So if you can't follow the code, make sure you write down and then just trace it one by one, and then you will be able to figure it out. Right, so begin special x, y, if x, okay. Special is a function, and this function is the one that calls the special. All right, so this is the primary one. So set a and b equals 1. So a and b is 1. Print a and b, so you print a and b. So that's the first print. While a is less than 5, yep, that is correct. Set a equals a plus 1, so that becomes 2. Set b special a comma b. So what we need to do is that we need to take the value a. Value a is 2, but value b hasn't changed, so it's 1. So we take 2 and 1 in here. 2 and 1, if 2 is less than 3, will return 2 times 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. Then the next print will become 210. Then you go back up here again. So now go back up here. So now a less than 5. Yes, it's still less than 5. So now we have 3. So we have 3 in here. So we're passing on 3 and 10. So we pass 3 and 10. X less than 3, less than equals to 3, which is still correct. So we'll process this. X times 5, so 3 times 5, that is 15. So that's the next printed value, 3 and 15. Then we go back here. 3 is still less than 5. So this one here, a plus 1. So now it's 4. Then we're passing on 4 and 15. So 4 and 15 goes here. X less than equals to 3? No, 4 is bigger than 3. So we go x times y. So y is 15, x is 4. 4 times 15 is 60. Then that's printing, and then go back here. 4 less than 5, that is still correct. So a equals a plus 1, so we have 5 here. Then special, we're sending 5 and 60 now. The b is now 60, so we're sending 5 and 60. So 5 is less than 3, incorrect. So we go x times y, 5 times 60. That is now giving you 300. And once you finish that one print, go back up here. Is 5 less than 5? No. So that is it. So that is the result of the printing. So 1, 1, 210, 315, 460, 5300. All right, we're going to look at the DFD exercises and the normalization in life so that you guys can understand more. Thank you.